In Guitar Scientist, there are 8 layers to design your documents. This system allows to distribute the markers on separate layers, and this has several advantages in terms of ease of creating the documents with a fast workflow and gives you the convenience of being able to show or hide groups of notes, making it easier to visualize overlapping shapes one at a time as well as together. For instance, in this document I placed an A minor pentatonic on the first layer, and on the second layer I'll place an A minor chord. I will select a dark blue color to make the chord more clearly visible on top of the scale. I will also add to the diagram all the notes of the minor scale, so that I can visualize how all these shapes overlap. Now I can activate the interval names and deactivate the labels on the unselected frets. Someone could say that this diagram now contains too much information and that it may be too cluttered to use it. But since I use the layers, I can enable and disable the individual layers to hide and show group of notes and only show the information that I need at any given time. Each layer retains the information regarding the colors and shapes of the markers I place. So, if I select the layer 2, I will keep adding blue circles. If I click on layer 3, I will place light blue triangles and so on. Obviously, I can change this setting at any time. For instance, I just decided I want purple axis on the layer 3, and now that I selected it from the palette, the layer panel displays that the current markers are purple axis, and that this layer contains both blue and purple elements with these small colored dots. Some other functions of the layer panel are hidden behind this gears icon. If I click on it, then the advanced functions will slide down. These functions include the ability to hide the text on individual layers, make a layer semi-transparent, select or delete the content of a layer, and the ability to swap the layers. From top to bottom, the first advanced function will hide the labels inside the markers only on the individual layer. Consider that if the same note is selected on multiple layers, the label will be displayed based on the setting of the highest active layer. This feature allows me to do things like disabling the labels of the minor scale written with orange squares on layer 1, but keep the labels on layer 2 and 3 that contain the pentatonic scale and the chord, so that I can visualize the degree numbers only on those frets, if the respective layers are visible. The second icon makes a layer semi-transparent and can be useful if I want to see through the markers of a layer but I don't want to move it. For instance, in this case, instead of placing the scale on layer 1, the one at the far bottom on top of which all the others sit, I placed it on layer 3 with big square orange markers that cover everything else. To solve the problem, I can obviously turn off the layer, or I can make it semi-transparent by clicking on the small ghost icon. I can also change the order of the layers, to make the scale go behind everything else. To do that, I need to use the Swap Layers function, the last icon with the 2 arrows. I just need to click on the icon on both layers to swap them. In this case, I'm clicking on the first and the third one. The remaining 2 functions are used to delete or to select the content of the layer. These functions are duplicated in the fretboard's toolbars. The difference is that if, for example, I use the selector from the layer 2, I will select the chords on all fretboards, because they have been placed on the layer 2. Clicking again will deselect them. If I use the function from the fretboard, I can select the content of layer 2 only on that fretboard. Then, if I activate the layer 1 and click on the selector on the fretboard 2, I will select the content of layer 1 only on the fretboard 2. Then, as always, I can change the color, the shape or transpose the selected markers.